Hello, and glad to have you here today. Today, we're going to talk about what does it feel like to hear the word no in your business and in your personal life. So, as you're hopping on, let me know what it is that you feel, what it is that you feel now. Maybe what was it like when you felt it, like when you may have been at a different point in your life. What did it feel like maybe when you were younger? You know, I've always had a problem with the word no from as far as I can remember back as a child. And I just want to talk about that today and have a conversation around that so that we can maybe get around that and know that it's just a part of life and it's something that we deal with on a daily basis, and but we can't let it bury us and cause us to be fretful and cause us to get stuck and those types of things. So as you're hopping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about this word. Let me know what you think about this topic today that we're going to have a conversation around. It's important that if you haven't dealt with it yet, that you do, because it can keep you stuck. And as I'm talking about being, as I'm mentioning being stuck, we today is our Clubhouse Day, and we're talking about stuck and how to get unstuck. So that's going to be today, and for me, it's 5:30 Central Daylight Saving Time. So for you, look it up, see what time that would be for you, and join us on Clubhouse as we talk about this evening for me. And I know it'll be different times for you around the world. So, but please join us and we're going to talk about that today. But and that's later on today at Clubhouse. But for now, as you're hopping on, let me know, like I said, what you think about this. Let's have a conversation around this. I don't want to talk at you. I want to talk with you, and I want to make it so that it's not so that you don't feel like I'm just talking at you and that kind of thing. I want to be able to be interactive and be able to share information and have you ask questions or have you, add to the conversation, whatever that is that you feel that that you can put in that will help, that will lift, that will just sharing what it is that you might be dealing with this word. So let me introduce myself. My name is Cherie Woodard, and I help business builders and entrepreneurs to use social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. I do that in a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing, lead generation, and video marketing, as well as giving updated modern strategies and tips that are trending. And so that is basically what I do. And in doing that, I try to use everything that I can that I learn from my mentors, from those people that I look up to, from those people that I learn from, other leaders and gurus in our area, in our space, that talk about the things that we as business builders need to hear and learn and grow from so that we can continue to build our businesses. And I'm like you, I'm out there in the trenches, I'm building my business. I've been building it for a few years, and it takes some time. There are things that happen in life that knock you kind of down for a minute, and you have to get back up. So without going into further detail about that, I just wanted to let you know that it's important for us to be able to look at the things that we have that can help us to be better for ourselves, for those people that we want to help, those people that we want to serve, and people that are just listening in because they just want to be able to hear what's happening and maybe be touched by that, learn by that, grow from that, and maybe become a follower of yours. Maybe become a follower because they like what you say, what you do, how you share, and that kind of way thing. So let's go on and let's move forward into our conversation. So remember, please drop your comments in the chat box, whether you're here with me live or you're catching us on the replay. Either way is fine. I will always go back and answer questions. Sometimes people don't, or answers or whatever. And you can also, let me say this too early on. You can also direct message me if you're any questions. If you have, something that you want to say that you don't want to put in the chat. I understand that. So that I just want to put that out there. So I have notes here and I have notes off to the side on my other screen. So when you hear the word no, what does that cause inside of you? What feelings come out for you? I can share what feelings come out for me, but I'd like to know what you think and what you feel as well. So tell me, what it is. Just drop it in the chat and let's be open and interactive here. I know it takes a little bit sometimes things because we're all over the world that sometimes things don't pop in right away. So I'm going to share what no meant to me, especially back in the day when I was younger and probably even as a child, when mom would say no or slap your hand, then it was a negative and it, would make me feel some kind of way inside. And of course, being so very young, I didn't know what I was feeling, but I just, it was a feeling that I did not like. And then as I continued to grow, use the word myself, with my sisters and brothers, as kind of like the weekend mom type thing. Um, I never realized or thought about what it meant to them, but I knew what it meant to me, and it caused me to feel some kind of way bad on the inside, something that didn't feel good. And as I continued on in my life, I used to, avoid asking anything. I won't say anything and everything, but I avoided asking certain things because I didn't want to hear no. I didn't like the word no. And I had the nerve to stand on that. Like, I don't like no, so I don't ask, I don't ask anybody for anything. I gotta, if I can't do it myself, then I'm just, I just can't, it just won't be done, that kind of thing. And so I took it as such a negative and that was a lot of my life. Um, and I don't see that that really was a help for me. It was something that I buried and buried until actually when I got into business building, and you guys know I can't use the real term of what I'm talking about, but when I was out there building old school and getting so many of the no's, oh my goodness, it was just overwhelming the feeling that I felt inside. Does that relate to anyone? Did you feel like that building old school? Are you still building old school? Are you online? Are you dealing with that now, being online and maybe having people say no to you? Kind of feels to me like, and I've gotten some words now as I, have grown up, but it felt like rejection. It felt like someone pushing me away. It felt like someone like not liking me. And, and all of those things for some reason were so important to me. People liking me and people saying yes to me, instead of no all the time. It was very hard. How was it for you? What feelings came to bear? And even now, as I'm talking about my past, I can feel it in my chest, I can feel it inside my stomach, but as I have grown over time, and I'm sorry, I need to, make sure that I kinda stay on track here, but as I've grown, I've read a book, called, oh gosh, I can't remember the exact name, but it was about I don't know if it was going for the no or it was just saying it was a book about no and how people rose up and went beyond that no, didn't let that no totally stop them in their tracks. Maybe it started out that way, but they kept pushing themselves to keep going and not staying stuck with that no that just, was supposed to, was from what I remember reading, and it's been a while. It's been, I don't know, it's been maybe a year or more ago since I read this book called No. And, but a lot of these people went on beyond no and they kept going. And they ended up being so successful because they didn't let that word no stop them and keep them stuck. So we've already talked about one of the things that I had to talk about, which was that I had on my list, which was uh, what does it cause? Is it bad feelings? What does it feel like for you? And what I've learned in all of the things that I'm saying and talking about right now, overall, is that eventually after listening to mentors, listening to gurus, listening to and taking in the information that I was hearing, I believe that eventually it started helping me to heal something that was inside of me and had been inside of me so long about no and feeling rejected and not and just feeling so, I guess, put off and pushed away and that negative connotation. And I finally, and it took me a really long time, to realize this and listening and learning and growing in that knowledge that no doesn't really stop anything. Because if you stop with one person who tells you no, then you'll never move forward. You have to keep moving. And even though, like when I started in business and people would say no to what it was, especially when I was building old school, because I would just present, my product or opportunity and say, you really need this without even talking to them, without even checking with them, without making a connection, without asking them any questions to find out if they even needed what it was that I had. So I learned a different way of doing things. And even with that, attracting people, making connections, and building relationships, having conversations still does not guarantee that someone won't say no to whatever it is that you have. And that's okay because I've learned that whatever I'm doing, building my business, whatever I'm involved in, what companies, whatever communities, organization, whatever it is, if I'm sharing something after I have developed a bit of a conversation and relationship, and someone doesn't want to, they say no, then that's okay. And this is something that, and I finally got it right. I still wrote it out in case I would get it wrong. And but it's marry the process and divorce the outcome. So I'm not controlled by the no anymore. I'm not feeling that feeling inside that I was feeling a little bit earlier when we first started talking about this, as I went back to tell you of how I felt when I heard no so many years and years ago when I was younger, and then when I was a teenager, and then when I was older, and and still no stuck with me for a long time as a negative, but I don't see it that way anymore. I don't see it as something that's going to stop me and keep me stuck. I see it as something that I'm like, okay, that's fine. Thank you so much for even listening and keep moving and go to the next opportunity, the next person that, as I am growing and building my following and my audience and, my network. And I just want to continue to share what it is that, after talking to someone and making sure that they may have they may have something that requires maybe what I have, but that still doesn't mean that they're gonna say yes. It doesn't guarantee yes. And I'm okay with that because that is one thing that I finally learned, that it's okay for someone to say no. It's not gonna hurt me if someone says no. It's not gonna stop me if someone says no. I'm not gonna keep bugging them. I'm not gonna bug anybody. I just want to share what it is that I have, if I discover that they have something that maybe I might be able to help, and that is what I'm about. It's about helping those people that I serve. And if I have something that can help them and they say no, it's okay. But if they say yes, that's okay and even better. But no is not going to keep me stuck and feeling rejected and feeling less than and feeling like, I have to go in a corner and hide and that I can't tolerate no, because no is a fact of life and it's okay with me. So if you have questions, I'm not sending anything in the chat box. And if you have feelings about this and you're still having some issues and you want to have a little talk about this, and if I can further clarify for you, because I didn't want to stay on here too long. I just wanted to give you something to think about and to let you know that, oh, today, I go live usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I go live at 12 noon. This Thursday, I just remembered, sorry, I had written my notes down of things I wanted to remind you of. This Thursday, I will be going later than my normal time because I have a training that I have to go to, that I have to attend. And that means and that starts at earlier in the morning, and I don't think it's over until 2 or 3, something like that. I don't remember the exact times right now, but I will be going live after that is over and share with you on that Thursday. So it won't be at 12 noon. I will be going later, and so we'll go from there. But I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. So don't forget to join us on Clubhouse today. And we're going to be talking about how to get unstuck, how to not be stuck, and that kind of thing. And I hope that this was helpful for you today. I hope that this gave you something to think about, that it actually maybe helped you in some way. If it did, please let me know. If you find that this was helpful, share it with someone else and, maybe help them. And I'm going to go on and get out of here, but I hope that you have a great rest of your day wherever you are in the world, no matter what time it is for you. And remember, no is not the end. No doesn't keep you stuck. We have to decide that no is not a bad thing. It's just not, it's just no right then, right now for that person, but it doesn't mean there's so many other people out there that may need what it is that you have. You just have to approach it in the right way and not push things on people. We don't want to do that anymore. So, pushing and prodding and that kind of thing. So, take care. Have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whatever that is for you. So, I'm going to go on and get off here because, yeah, really gone long with this. So, take care. Bye now.